Hi, my name is Melanie Franklin. I am going to be your mediator, and you are
John.
John. Hi, John, and you are
Paige.
Paige. It's nice to meet you. I'd like to thank you all for coming here today. I know that there is some sort of issue that has brought you here, and I'd like to commend you for coming because this is all voluntary. And it is really great that you have come here and want to try to work out this issue that you have. There are a couple of things that I would like to tell you. I am a mediator, and I would like to tell you about the process. Now, the process is that I am going to guide you through the mediation. I will not give you any answers. I'm going to let you do all the talking. You're going to tell me what the issue is, and you're going to give me your opinions and any thoughts that you might want. And hopefully today we're going to come up with a resolution for the issue that we have. And I also would like to let you know I am not a judge. I will not say whether anything is right or wrong. I will not be making any suggestions or any decisions for you. That's going to be completely up to you. And let's see. And hopefully this is going to be completely acceptable to both of you. Did you have any questions about that? Okay. And the first thing I would like to do is I would like to give you the mediation contract. This just says that you're going to agree. This is not the agreement. This just says that you are going to agree to go to mediation. So if you will sign this one. And let's see, Paige, and I'll give you a pen. And if you will sign that one. And I'd also like to talk about confidentiality. I'm going to let you keep that. If anything that you tell me is confidential, and I am not going to be talking about this to anyone else, I will be taking notes because you have a story to tell. You're going to be telling it to me, and I want to make sure that I get all the facts right. So, as I said, anything that you tell me is going to stay here, and when we get done with the mediation, I will shred everything except for the agreement to mediate and also the agreement that if you come to an agreement. That's the only two items that I will keep. Now, with confidentiality, if for any reason you mention that you might do harm to yourself or to someone else, I have to, by law, report that to the authorities. That is something that I do not have a choice about, and we would have to stop the mediation at that point. Also, if there's any type of child abuse or elder abuse, I would also have to report that to the authorities. Now, if for any reason, if I am subpoenaed by the court about the mediation, I would inform you at that time that there's been a subpoena and that I'm supposed to appear in court. Do you have any questions about that? Okay. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about is a caucus. A caucus is where we would meet one-on-one. What I would do is I would ask one or the other to step outside, and if there's an issue that you need to talk to me about or something private that you don't feel comfortable telling the other person, you can tell me that in private, and it is still very confidential. There is, I would only let the other person know if you asked me to and gave me permission to do that. Otherwise, again, it is confidential, and no one would know anything unless you give me permission to. Now, do both of you have the authority to settle the dispute today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now I do have a couple of rules. The first one is that I would like for you to just only talk to me. If there's anything that you would like to say, just address me and not the other person. And then I'd also like for us to just, like for you all to just talk one person at a time. So what I'm going to do is give you paper. That way, if someone else says something that you would like to question or have a comment to make, if you would just write that down, and then I will get back to you if it's your turn or the other person's turn, then we can address it at that time. And also, let's see, who would like to go first today? Who is bringing this issue
I
to
guess I
us?
could go first.
Okay, so
Since
Paige. Okay, so I will let Paige go first, and then John, once Paige is done, I'll let you have your turn also. Try to have the same amount of time. And do we have any questions about that? Okay, and now I did want to let you know that if for any reason, if you need a break for anything, that we can take a break. If you need to, go get a cup of water, or maybe go to the bathroom or anything, that you can do that. Just give me a signal, let me know, and we will take a break. And then if we don't have any other questions, we're going to start our storytelling. And Paige, I will let you go first.
Okay, so I am a manager of the gas station, and my father owns it. And I've been having issues with my neighbor. They're which is John, very tense and irritable person who keeps complaining about the noise at the gas station. And we have an alarm which is very sensitive to like birds flying over the head of it or like rain falling onto it. But as soon as it goes off, and it's only from time to time, as soon as it goes off though, we turn it right off. So as soon as it's triggered, it's turned off. The gas station is open 24 hours, so we do get that alarm coming on every now and then, but like I said, we turn it off as soon as it's triggered. We also have a drain in the middle of the pavement, which gets plugged sometimes by like leaves or stuff causing the water to like get backed up, which would go into my neighbor's lawn. But every time I see that problem happen, I try and clear it out, and I try my hardest to make sure that it's not like in his way or anything. And he's tried to sue me about that problem in the first place, but I've tried my hardest to like keep it maintained and not like bother him. And then now he's trying to sue me again for the alarm, and we occasionally have like fundraiser car washes that teenagers can hold at the gas station. You know how like sports teams need to do a fundraiser, and so we've been having those at the gas station. And I guess he just feels like we make too much noise, but they're just being teenagers, and it is a noisy area anyways. Like, we live on a noisy street, so he should be able to realize that there is going to be noise. It's not just my gas station that's doing all this, so he shouldn't be putting all the blame on my gas station. And there is a long shed at the end of our property that does block a majority of the noise off from his bedroom and bathroom, and like the most important part of the house, typically where you sleep. The noise is blocked off from that. So he just keeps complaining about the noise, and I just don't understand why, because it is a noisy neighborhood in the first place, and I want to get along, like, not be best friends or anything, but like, to get along with him would be awesome, and they should accept that we live next to a business, like he lives next to a business, okay. It is what it is, and that he needs to treat it fairly, since it is a business, and whatever he's saying to all of his friends and stuff, it's really hurting my reputation, and it makes me feel bad. And I've tried talking out with him, but he won't ever talk to me. He just keeps going to the police or whatever, keeps saying he's going to sue me. He hasn't gone to the police, but he keeps saying he's going to sue me, which is not fair. So I keep having to just send him letters because he won't actually talk to me in person. Okay. And I just feel very frustrated that he doesn't understand that it's a noisy neighborhood in the first place. It's not all just coming from my gas station. Okay. I'm just trying to hold it for my father.
Okay. So what you're saying is that your father owns the gas station and you manage it for him, and that John is your neighbor, and for some reason you have an alarm system, and the birds or the rain are triggering it, and that's bothering John. So he's complained about that and has said that he wanted to take you to court or possibly sue you. You also mentioned that there is a drain that gets plugged up every now and then. Now, have you had any more issues with the drain getting plugged up, or has that issue been taken care of?
Not really. I mean, every time it does get plugged up, it's not all the time. It's just every now and then. Okay. I do unplug it, and the alarm, we do have it, but like I said, it does every time it goes off. Every time it's triggered, we always turn it off immediately. So.
Okay. And that there is a long shed. John has complained about the noise. So there is a long shed that's at the back of the lot, the property, and it kind of blocks the house. So you feel that there shouldn't be that much noise, and also that John is not talking to you as much. That he's sending you letters. Is that correct?
I'm the one sending him letters.
Oh, you're sending him letters.
Yeah, because he won't talk to me in person.
Oh, okay.
So I'm having to resort to sending him letters.
I'm sorry. Okay. understood. Is there anything else that you wanted to let me know about? Is the alarm system, is there a sensor that can be adjusted on it?
Yeah, and I've tried adjusting it, but I need, since it is a 24-hour gas station, I do need an alarm there or something, because I'm not always going to be in the front. I'm going to be stocking stuff and all of that. My workers are going to be, so we need to be aware of when people come in. So
Right.
we do have to have an alarm for that reason.
Right. Well, is there any way to adjust the sensor for rain or birds? Does it have a very big adjustment on it?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked on it.
Okay. Okay. And was there anything else that you wanted to let me know about? Okay. And John, if you would like to go ahead and let me know your thoughts.
Yeah. Well, I've been living next door to this gas station for about 6 years. And I pretty much had it up to here with everything that's going on over there. And speaking of the alarm, it gets triggered by the most simplest of reasons, like birds flying overhead, rain, branches falling on it, like, come on. It's been going off at night as well during the day. And me, I suffer a lot from anxiety, and I have a chronic condition of high blood pressure, and I just can't handle the noise and stress that comes with the alarm going off at random times during the day.
Okay.
So also, during the summer, the gas station lets kids have car washes there, which I understand, but kids make all kinds of noise and it's like very aggravating. They wash the cars on just the opposite side of a long shed that separates the gas station from my home,
Okay.
or bedroom and porch to be specific. And this happens about 6-7 times a weekend over a summer, and it's just a lot of other things too, like gas station, the people that run it turn their backs when I try to talk to them. Like I can't even get my concerns and frustrations out to them. They don't do what they say they'll do. There's a water drain that she mentioned before that continuously gets like plugged up by whatever they have over there,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes water back up into my own lawn when it rains a lot, and they don't ever clean it out unless I tell them to. And
Okay.
I feel that I shouldn't have to repeatedly tell them to do so, like every time it rains. And there's like this narrow section of land between the shed and my house where all kinds of things go on at night, and I can't even mention it, you know.
Oh, okay.
Freaky deaky. I just want the noise to stop because, like I said, I'm suffering from anxiety and high blood pressure. And I just need the noise to stop because my health is on the line with this.
Okay.
You know, I grew up with the expectation that neighbors help each other, and I feel that the people at the gas station don't really care about my concerns and frustrations.
Okay.
Like, I've tried to talk to them about these problems plenty of times, but nothing's changed, and I just feel that I have a better chance of getting my point across if I was talking to the shed myself instead of the gas station owners.
Okay.
Like, I view myself as pretty intelligent and considerate, but I just feel that talking to them constantly, having to nag and complain about things that should not be a problem,
Right.
I just feel like they view me as like a nuisance, and it's just upsetting.
Okay. Okay. So, John, what you're telling me is that you've lived next door to the gas station for 6 years, and that you have a couple of health problems where you have anxiety and high blood pressure. And the alarm bothers you, that it's triggered by the birds, the rain, and different things. And that also you're having issues with the drain that Paige was telling me about, that the drain is getting plugged up and you feel that the only time that they unplug it is if you come over and complain about that. Is that correct?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I called the sewage and water board to come out and talk to them, and they forced them to keep the drain clear, but they just don't do it unless I tell them to.
Okay. And then also that there's the issue of the car washes. There's about 6 of them that happen through the summer, and that there's a lot of noise, and this also is very disturbing to you. Okay. And that and then you do know that those are fundraisers for the sports teams that are from the schools in the area to help them raise money. Okay. And then also that there's a narrow piece of land that's behind the long shed, and that it adjoins your yard. And you said that that there's things that go on that you can't, unspeakable things, okay, that you know about, okay, and you would like to address that issue, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, is there anything else that you would like to mention?
That pretty much nails it.
Okay, now Paige, after hearing what John had to say, is there anything that you would like to mention? Did you know about what was going on behind the shed at night?
I do not know of those unspeakable things, so those are not in my control.
Okay. And let's see, was there anything else that you would like to add to what he said, or anything that you would like to add to what you said?
It is a gas station and it is open 24 hours, and I know that, there is noise, so I just want him to understand that the noise is like a common thing.
Okay.
And also, I have been trying to keep the drain clean, but it's a little hard to keep up with that and the store all at the same time.
Right.
So every now and then when I do miss out on it and he does have to come over and tell me about it, I do it right away. But I can't, like I said, I can't keep track of that and my store. Like I've got to keep an eye on my gas station. Like that's my number one focus.
Right. Okay. And then John, was there anything else that you would like to add? Okay. Well, now that we have completed the storytelling phase, I would like us to go into the identification phase. And that's where we're going to identify the issues that seem to have been brought up. And one of the main ones, it seems like, is that the alarm goes off. So I think the alarm is one of the main issues. Do you both agree on that? Okay. And then I also think that the drain getting plugged up seems to be another issue. Does that sound like that's an issue, where the water is coming over when it gets plugged up, that it's coming over into your yard? And then the other one, I came up with 3. So the third one would be that the narrow section of land where there's unspeakable things that are going on behind that shed, that seems to be an issue also. Okay? Does that sound right to you all? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what I'd like to do right now then is we're going to look at these issues and see what we can come up with on them. So what would you all like to look at first?
You can keep it in order with the alarm first.
Okay. So what I would like to do is we are going to look at these issues, and what I want to do is we're going to look at them each one at a time. And I would like just any thought that you have, anything that you can think of that might help settle the issue, I'd like for you to just let me know. And we're going to write it down, and then at the end we'll go through the issues and see if we can't come to a compromise. So, and either one of you, do you have any ideas what you would on the alarm?
Well, you can have them lower the sensitivity of the alarm so that it doesn't go off for anything that flies through the sky.
Okay, so we want to lower the sensitivity so it's not triggered all the time. Or triggered often. Okay. And we have another one?
Like you said, I will look at it, or I'll have somebody look at it if I can't figure out how to lower it, but I
Okay.
will try to fix the sensitivity on it and make sure it only happens when people are coming for.
Okay. Okay, and is there anything else on the alarm system?
Maybe turn down how loud it is
Okay.
so it doesn't disturb the entire neighborhood.
Okay, we want to turn down the volume.
Going off that, maybe I could turn down the volume at night, but during the day, since we have a lot of activity at the gas station, I feel like I need the alarm system to
Okay.
be pretty loud so I can hear it over.
Okay, so volume lower at night. Okay, but where it is right now during the day, because of the noise, where there's so much daytime noise. Okay, and is there anything else?
I guess that's it.
Okay, so what we have is we want to lower the sensitivity, so it's because it's triggered often. And then Paige said that she'll try to fix for only when people come in. Turn down the volume, and then Paige said that she could turn down the volume at night, but leave it the same at day because of the noise. So what do you all think about the lower the sensitivity so it's not triggered very often?
I think it's a good idea.
Okay? And then Paige will try to fix for only people.
I like that one better.
Okay. Do you think we could maybe combine those, where Paige will lower the sensitivity for only people, so it's not triggered often? Does that sound good, John? What's your thought?
Yeah, that'll work.
Do we want to rewrite that one? Okay. We'll write that one blank. So, okay. So Paige will try to fix the sensitivity. Okay, so only people trigger. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that takes care of these two. And then the next one is to turn down the volume. And the next one will be the volume lower at night, but the same at day because of noise.
I like the second one.
Okay,
Yeah, the second one makes a lot of sense.
think the second one? Okay, so let's get rid of this one. And our second one is to have the volume lower at night. But same during the day. Okay, that is great. You all have made so much headway. This is fantastic. Okay, so our next one that I see that we need to talk about is the drain, where the drain is getting plugged up. So let me put the plug drain. Okay. And what would you like to say? What solution do you think you might have for the drain being plugged?
Every time before it rains or before, just make sure the drain is clear if there's any type of chance of rain.
Okay. Clear. potential of rain.
Mhm.
Does that sound okay? Okay. And Paige?
I can have somebody come clear it out every week,
Okay.
or I'll clear it out every week.
Okay, so Paige will have it cleared every week. Okay, is there anything else?
Maybe to make it easier, you can put like a screen, like a little in front of the drain,
Okay.
to where if you need to clear, you can just clear the screen off and it'll be.
Okay. Screen over top of the drain or in front? Over top of the drain? Okay. So how about screen over drain? And that way the screen will catch any type of debris or anything and keep it from plugging it up. Okay. So we have make sure drain is clear if potential of rain. And Paige suggested to have it cleared every week. And then John, you suggested maybe putting a screen over the drain so that way it doesn't get plugged up.
And if I don't get it cleared out every week and it does rain, I'd like it to be like not such a big deal. Like I will get it cleared out, but it's hard for me to. I will try my hardest to keep it cleaned every week.
Okay.
Say
Okay. Have it cleared every week. Let's see, so Paige will have it cleared every week, as possible.
that. Yeah.
Okay, and John? Do you have anything else you'd like to add, or any other solutions?
I just feel I need a concrete answer for the screen because it's
Okay.
not as possible, or maybe, because I feel that will get us somewhere and we'll end up in the same situation.
Okay, well, right now what we're doing is just coming up with solutions, so, let's see, John definitely would like to have the screen. So, John would like a screen. To give him, let's see, or to assure him that it won't get plugged up. Okay. Okay, so we are, make sure that the drain is clear of potential of rain, and then Paige said that she will have it cleared every week as possible, and then, let's see, John suggested having the screen over the drain, and he would really prefer that so that he's assured that it won't plug up. Okay, was there any other solutions? No? Okay, so let's start with the first one, make sure that the drain is clear of potential of rain. And then we have, Paige will have it cleared every week as possible. So, and then we have the screen over the drain. Which would you like to start with?
I'll have it cleared out every week. Just
Okay.
that works for me.
Okay. So, okay, Paige will have it cleared every week. All right. And, let's see. Mark this one off. And let's see, so what do you think about make sure drain is cleared at potential of rain? So if Paige has it cleared every week, would that take care of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that will work.
Okay. And then the other one is the screen over the drain.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So did you want to install a screen? Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll help them clean up too. Make it easy.
Okay. Okay, so Paige is going to install a screen. Now, okay, and I believe that takes care of these. So what I would like to do now is, we'll finish the third one here in just a minute, but let's do a time frame. When do you think that you would be able to do the screen?
I can have it done next week.
Okay. Okay, and it will be installed next week?
Do you have any days throughout the week where you're less busy?
Tuesdays are pretty slow, so I can do it Tuesday for sure.
Okay. Installed next week on Tuesday. John, does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. And then let's go back to the first one where you're gonna try to fix the sensitivity and then also the volume. When do you think you would be able to have that done?
I can also try and work on that Tuesday, but it is one of our slower days, but depending on the busyness, I might have to finish up on Thursday, which is another, not as busy day.
Okay. So you're gonna work on it Tuesday if possible and finish up on Thursday if
Needed. Yep.
needed. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Now, the other issue that I noticed was, let's see, the area behind the shed that adjoins your house. So, let's see.